Hey guys, this is Jaden here, and do you guys remember how last year in 2023 when I shared you guys what my thoughts are on Cartoon Network and Adult Swim schedules for Halloween that year in 2023? Yeah, well, since that Halloween is under a week from now, and I did that thing with Cartoon Network and Adult Swim last year, I thought I'd do the same thing this year and tell you guys what Cartoon Network is doing for their Halloween schedule, and same thing with Adult Swim, and let you guys know how I feel about like these decisions that Cartoon Network and Adult Swim are making with their Halloween schedules. I do already have their schedule pulled up on my laptop, so I'm gonna read you guys like some stuff that Cartoon Network and Adult Swim will be doing for Halloween next week on Thursday, and let you guys know what my thoughts are on the stuff they're doing. So yeah, let's go. So first of all, after Adult Swim gives us some Bob's Burgers episodes early in the morning, they're then going to switch over to Cartoon Network, in which they'll air some regular show Halloween episodes, and then they're going to air an episode of the Looney Tunes show, followed by some Bugs Bunny Builders episodes. Then there's Bat Wheels and Let's Go Bananas. I've never seen either of those two shows, but to be honest with you guys, there's a big chance I'll never watch either of them. But yeah, then they're going to give us some Gumball episodes. The first of these Gumball episodes being the season 2 Halloween special, which is personally one of my favorite episodes. As I said before, I think that one could at least be a top 20 pick for my favorite Gumball episodes. But I gotta be honest, I do remember seeing them overplay that episode last year. Hell, I remember seeing them overplay the same handful of Gumball episodes for the Halloween season last year. And as someone who's a big Gumball fan, I gotta admit that was pretty fucking lame. But yeah, they're gonna give us some Gumball episodes, and then they're gonna air another episode of the Looney Tunes show. They just aired one episode of the Looney Tunes show earlier this morning with that one talent show episode. But then they're gonna like air a few shows in between, and then later today they're gonna air one more Looney Tunes show episode. It's like, I don't get that. Why are these two Looney Tunes show episodes far apart from each other? Like, why not just air both of these episodes back to back in one hour time slot? I mean, it's not a big deal, but it's just something I find a little weird. And there's also some Tom and Jerry in this schedule, unlike Cartoon Network's Halloween schedule for last year, so that's cool since I love Tom and Jerry. There's the 2023 episode Sky's the Limit, and there's also some episodes of the Tom and Jerry Show, which is a really good reboot in my opinion, though not as good as the original Tom and Jerry. Then there's a few hours of Scooby-Doo content, like Scooby-Doo and Guess Who and Scoob. Then they're going to air like all the entirety of the Over the Garden Wall series. I believe these are all the episodes, like, yeah, from chapters 1 to 10. Yeah, I believe those are all the episodes of Over the Garden Wall, if not most of them. So yeah, that's cool. They don't air Over the Garden Wall that much, so it's nice to see them do something different. And then they're going to go back to airing regular show, but they're not going to air like any Halloween episodes. They're just going to like waste these like the last hour or two airing some normal episodes of regular show. It's like, come on. I mean, I love regular show, and they're airing some really good episodes before signing off over to Adult Swim, like the Brain Eraser episode and and some other really good episodes in the early seasons. But come on, could you not have replaced that hour of regular show with, like, I don't know, maybe some other Halloween themed episodes of regular show, or like Halloween themed episodes of other shows? Like, come on, Cartoon Network, come on. You could have done better. Kind of a missed opportunity there, but still, I think Cartoon Network is still doing a good chunk of decent stuff for Halloween next week, especially since they're marathoning like a Halloween themed miniseries. So that's cool. And then we kick off over to Adult Swim. They're going to start Chicken Past Up. They're going to start Chicken Past Up with airing the Ed, Edd n Eddy Boo Ha Ha special, which is one of my favorite, like another one of my favorite Cartoon Network Halloween specials. I love that episode of Ed, Edd n Eddy. That's a great Halloween special where the Eds go trick-or-treating and all that stuff. Yeah, I love that episode. And then there's Under Fist Halloween Bash after the Ed, Edd n Eddy special. I don't know what the fuck that is. And then we move on to King of the Hill. I do remember last year on Halloween they aired the Junie Harper episode for Halloween that day, despite the fact that Adult Swim usually skips over the first 2 seasons of King of the Hill. But no, unfortunately, and I talked about this a little bit ago on my community tab too, they're not airing the Junie Harper episode of King of the Hill. Instead, they're airing 2 episodes of King of the Hill that aren't really that related to Halloween. Well, okay, one of these 2 episodes is set during Halloween, but it doesn't really focus that much on Halloween, And the 2 King of the Hill episodes that are airing on Halloween on Adult Swim next week are Pygmalion and It Came from the Garage. Now, Pygmalion, yeah, it does make sense for them to air the Larson Pork Products episode this time of year since it's set during Halloween. Like, it's not really too much of a Halloween special, but still, it's set during Halloween, and there's some pretty dark stuff in that episode. But to be honest with you guys, I mean, like, I know I gave that episode its own list this year, and I also put it on my list of my favorite Luann-centric episodes of King of the Hill. But to be honest with you guys, I think I'm going to skip the Larson Pork Products episode of King of the Hill this year. Not because it's a bad episode, but oh my God, bro. It's because me and my family have seen it way too much. Like, oh my God. It's mainly because Adult Swim like used to overplay that episode for some reason. But it's also because we've seen it like other times before, like off the King of the Hill box set. Hell, I remember even one time we watched that episode off the King of the Hill box set, like during the Christmas season. So yeah, we've seen that episode too many times. I mean, it's a good episode, but like the Miss Wakefield one, I don't think I want to watch that episode for a while. And there's a chance I'll also skip over the bad episode of King of the Hill as well because it's a good episode, but it's kind of whatever. I mean, it's not one of the best episodes, but like not one of the worst either. It's like a whatever episode. Then we move on to Bob's Burgers, and they're gonna give us some Bob's Burgers Halloween specials, which is cool. And then there's some American Dad, followed by some Rick and Morty. And then later in that same night, Adult Swim's going to air Uzumaki, Adult Swim Smallest Presents, and along with a couple of other things like Too Many Cooks, Skeleton Landlord, Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell. And then they're going to show reruns later that night before signing off over to Cartoon Network. And that about covers it for Cartoon Network and Adult Swim's Halloween schedules next week. And what do I think about their scheduling for Halloween next week? Well, I gotta say, with Adult Swim, I feel their scheduling for Halloween this year is a downgrade from what it was last year because I remember it being better last year. With them airing like more Cartoon Network Halloween specials, like the Billy and Mandy Halloween special and whatnot. I know they aired that earlier this year, but still, like I'd rather have that classic special air during Halloween Day rather than earlier in October. And I also think that the two King of the Hill episodes they're airing for Halloween this year are like a lot worse than the ones they aired for Halloween last year. Because last year they aired like not only the Junie Harper episode, but also one of my personal favorite episodes after that. And that's the one where Bobby accidentally sees Luann naked, which is in my top 10, as I've told you guys multiple times. And yeah, like with Adult Swim's Halloween schedule this year, on a scale of 1 to 10, I feel I would give Adult Swim's Halloween schedule this year like a 7 out of 10 rating or something like that. I mean, they have good variety and all that, but they're not airing as much cool shit as they were airing for Halloween last year. So yeah, that's a bit of a downgrade, but still they got good variety. They got some good stuff airing on their channel, but yeah, it's not as cool as what their scheduling was like for Halloween last year. So Adult Swim scheduling for Halloween this year, I would say is a 7 out of 10. Whereas their scheduling for Halloween the year before was more of an 8 out of 10. And as for Cartoon Network's Halloween scheduling this year, I do think it could be better, but they do have good variety. You know, they're airing Gumball, regular show, Looney Tunes, and all that stuff. And I especially like how they're airing Tom and Jerry because I didn't see that come on once during the Halloween schedule last year. So Cartoon Network, I feel, I don't know, maybe I think I'd probably give Cartoon Network's Halloween schedule for this year the same rating as I gave Adult Swim's Halloween schedule for this year. Both are pretty close, but like out of these two channels, which channel's Halloween schedule is better? Well, I remember last year, like Adult Swim schedule, I thought was much better than Cartoon Network's, but this one, I don't know. It's a much closer choice this time, in my opinion. Maybe Cartoon Network by a slight margin, but I don't know. It's pretty close. But I do think that both of these channels could be doing a better job with their Halloween schedules this year. But that's just my opinion. And plus, even if these schedules for Halloween next week were a lot worse, that wouldn't be a huge deal. Because I do have other ways to watch my favorite Halloween specials. But, all of this is in my opinion, guys. If you want to, you can let me know in the comment section down below what you think of Cartoon Network and Adult Swim's Halloween scheduling for this year in 2024. And, yep, that's about it for the vid, everybody. So have a good night. Bye. Thanks for watching the video. And have a happy Halloween next week.